welcome to this channel. Today, I want to discuss some common myths, misconceptions, and ideas about animation that I think a lot of people often believe, and I wanted to make this video for a while. Whether you're an experienced animator or just starting out, some of these ideas can be very misleading, and maybe you just have a family member or friends who think that they know what animation is, they understand what you do, but they don't really. And you probably want to just send them this video. Animation is very complex and has many applications, yet sometimes people have a limited idea of what it is. So let's get started. First of all, it's an obvious one. Animation is only for kids. While animation can certainly be enjoyed by children, it's not exclusively for them.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Minions.
This is animation, but so is this.
No monster's gonna get you when I'm here. Then a real monster showed up. She is.
There are many animated shows and movies that are targeted towards adults and deal with more mature themes and subject matter. Animation can be a powerful tool for storytelling, and it can be used to explore complex ideas and emotions in a way that is accessible to a wide audience. So many artists have worked really hard to be able to produce shows that are mostly for adults. And lately, we see more and more of these shows, thankfully. I say thankfully because I really love some of these shows. Next is this idea that all animation is the same or all animation is different. Animation is a very diverse medium, and there are many different styles and techniques that can be used to create it. The core of the art form is the same. There are similarities, but also big difference between each style. So from traditional hand-drawn animation to 3D animation, there is an animation style out there for every story and every vision. So we all manipulate sequential pictures, but in many different ways. It's important to explore different styles and techniques and find the one that best fits each project. In the end, what really matters is what's on the screen and if the story is delivered and conveyed successfully to the audience. Next up, we have this idea that you need very expensive software and very good computers to make animation.
I need the money.
While it's true that some professional animation software can be pricey, there are also plenty of free or affordable options out there that can help you get started. And don't forget, you can learn animation just on pen and paper. Programs like Blender are open source and offer a wide range of tools for animating 2D and 3D. You can also find free trials of more expensive software like Adobe Animate or Autodesk Maya to see if they are the right fit for you before committing to a purchase. And even then, you can find good deals based on how you'll be using the software. Also, most software runs perfectly on a gaming laptop nowadays, and there are many solutions even when you want to do, let's say, more taxing things with the animation, like rendering, for example. Next is this idea that someone can just make a movie, like animation as a solo pursuit.
I can't do it alone.
So while creating animation entirely by yourself is probably possible, it is faster, more rewarding, and more fun to collaborate with others. Working with a team can bring new ideas and perspectives to a project, and can also help divide the workload and speed up the process that usually in animation is a very long one. Most importantly, you can create something bigger, longer, and overall, dare I say, better. Collaboration can take many forms, from working with a small group of friends to joining an online community of animators or working on huge projects in big companies. Next is the idea that you need to be an amazing traditional artist to make animation. So while having strong drawing skills can certainly help in animation, that's not the only thing that matters. There are so many aspects and there are so many other important elements to consider, such as timing, spacing, storytelling, and so many others. You don't have to be a master traditional artist to create great animation. You just need to be willing to learn and practice in order to keep getting better in all these aspects. Another misconception is that once you finish the animation, it's perfect, it's done.
It's a masterpiece.
Animation is constantly evolving as a medium, and it is an art form, so there's always room for improvement, like in any other creative endeavor. There's nothing finished, just done, or whatever that expression goes like. Even if you're happy with what you've done, that's great, but there probably will be things that you want to change or update in the future as you look back, because your eye evolves and develops, and you look back and you think you can do things better. Trust me. It's important to approach animation as a learning process and to be open to feedback and critique from others as much as possible.
I need feedback.
Some people believe that you need to know how to code to make animation. Well, that can indeed be a complementary skill to have in some forms of animation, especially in 3D. It's not a requirement for animation. It can help you maybe optimize some of the workflow by creating custom scripts or something like that. But there are many different ways to do what we do, from traditional hand-drawn techniques to stop motion or claymation that rarely require any coding knowledge. It's important to find the method that best works for you and your project and what you enjoy doing. Next is a very big misconception. It's the idea that animation is a genre. When people say animation is a genre, it really confuses animators. And here's Brad Bird explaining this better than I ever could.
People think of animation only doing things where people are dancing around and doing a lot of histrionics, but animation is not a genre. And people keep saying, the animation genre. It's not a genre. A Western is a genre. Animation is an art form, and it can do any genre. You know, it could do a detective film, a cowboy film, a horror film, an R-rated film, or a kid's fairy tale. But it doesn't do one thing. And next time I hear, what's it like working in the animation genre? I'm gonna punch that person.
The next misconception I sometimes get as a question, but basically it's this idea that you need to go to a school and actually study to become an animator. And while formal education can certainly be helpful in learning basically the techniques and the principle, it's not the only way to become an animator. There are many online resources nowadays and tutorials available that can teach you the basics and help you improve your skills. It's also important to practice and experiment on your own to find what works best for you. And remember that it takes time to get better at any skill. Having an education and a degree can be certainly helpful, especially if you want to immigrate to a different country and get a job there. Next is this idea that animation is all about cute characters. While cute characters can certainly be part of animation, the medium is so much more than that. Animation can be used to tell any kind of story, from a heartwarming to heart-wrenching, and it can feature characters of any design. The key to great animation is not about the appearance of the characters, but mostly how they move and interact with each other and their environment, and all that is driven by story. And trust me, the simplest character designs sometimes evoke the deepest emotions. And as I'm wrapping up, I have to say that animators who can draw will not paint you or your dog a picture for free. Also, sorry, no, animators that work with computers will not fix or format your computer. That's not what we do. Anyway, I hope you found this video interesting, and please let me know in the comments below what are some other myths and misconceptions that I forgot to mention. Make sure to subscribe, and remember that the key to great animation is not about following certain rules or beliefs or someone's opinion, but it's about being creative and finding what works best for you and the project that you're working on. There are many different ways to create animation, so don't be afraid to experiment and find your own style. Enough for now. Once again, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay creative, keep animating.